my goodness, good morning. Happy 4th of July. I came back in, I had my walk. I didn't stay out as long as I normally do. I said I was going to do a morning live, and I didn't sit in the park and read my book, but I am here. Hi, wedding cake. Hi, Wisco gal. I can't see anybody else in chat. I see my numbers, and I'm waiting for my stuff to load. But good morning, good morning, good morning. So when I came live the other day, we were talking about Sean Diddy and what sentence he's probably going to get. We're going to talk about that because I found a video that's really, really interesting. And then while I was on TikTok, um, there were a lot of people that were going at all of these people that, good morning, my black hat. How are you doing? Good morning, sweet potato. Good morning, Marcia E. There were a lot of people on TikTok that were going off on people that were celebrating, saying he won. And then there was an interview with Christian and the girls. I guess they had went like 2 blocks down from the courthouse, and they were talking about their pops is coming home. Their pops is coming home. Really, really, okay. Anyway, um, there was a mass shooting in Chicago, and what is it? 4 people 14 was sent. They were injured. 2 people definitely was dead. It was what's the young rapper's name? Mellow Buck's boyfriend was killed along with one of his best friends. And then hours later, a TikToker was shot and killed um, in Chicago on the opposite side. Hi, Minnie. How are you? So we have a mother that's on the FBI most wanted list. I think we all know we talked about that for a while last year when her 6-year-old son, autistic son, disappeared, and they all jumped on the flight and went back to India. We're going to talk about that. Let's see what else is there. They haven't found what's his name, Buckner yet. Is that his name? The one that killed the 3 girls, his 3 daughters. Haven't found him yet. It's just so much stuff that's going on. But I've been indulging in reading. I've binge watched The Gilded Age, which I watched season 1 when it first came out. So I rewatched season 1. Season 2, I'm almost done, and season 3 just started. It's a really, really good little series. I like it. So what are you guys doing for the 4th? I'm supposed to be going to a pool party. The high today is going to be 81. Right now it's like 56. Hi, sassy nerd girl. Hi, Gamecock Jenny. So hi, Aries. So I will go out for a little bit around 11:30, maybe 12, hang out for a bit. And hi, Island girl. And then I'm going to bring my butt right back here, lay on my sofa, and finish watching The Gilded Age and catching up on everything I've missed. Also, hi, Bombs Crafting with Amanda. When Debbie and I go live, I think I'm going to do it Sunday. I'm going to check and see if she wants to go Saturday, tomorrow. But I have Alex Hines. Now, we know they're saying that Phaedra Park set this whole thing up with Angela and Charles Oakley. Well, not true. Not true. I'm going to hang out with my dogs. She hates. Oh my God. I was listening to that on TikTok last night. Well, yesterday afternoon, how people are talking about their dogs have anxiety with fireworks. And I was trying to think if my poodle, and no, I'm going to be in a relationship with my air conditioner. It's going to be 81 here today. But for a couple of days this week, it got up to like 94. And I knew it was going to come right back down. It was 94. The wind was blowing. It was breezy as hell. We don't get that hot here. It gets a little hot mid-July, like I said. And then by the time August comes around, we're cooling off again. But that's just telling me that we're going to have a bad winter here. because it's already June. Well, July. I say June, July 4th, and we're 81. And I don't know how hot it is in Texas. I didn't even check, but I'll talk to my mom later on today. And I know it's muggy. It's been raining in New Orleans. It's 92 where Gamecock is. I know it was raining in New Orleans the other day when I was talking to my sister. It was really raining bad. So haven't turned on my air conditioner at all, which I normally I hardly ever do anyway. But I haven't turned on my air conditioner. Let's see what else is going on. So I was trying to see. So what are you guys doing? Are you barbecuing? You having family over? You're going to go visit family? What are you doing? I like it too. What do you like, Marcia? Black Hat, how are things with you? How is mom? My AC been working over in Wisconsin? Really? But next week I will be going to I'll be in Portland next weekend. I'm gonna leave Thursday. It's hot. Wisconsin gets that kind of heat. Many, I don't know where you are, but oh my God. She goes, oops, I meant Wisco. But my chime, oh my God, when the wind is blowing Wisco and it's twirling, it's like the lights hitting it just right. And I just sit there and I watch it sometimes, but I bring it in at night. I don't trust, look, not that anybody's going to steal it, but I just bring it in. I feel better. Hi, Aaron. You're in Illinois. Okay, Illinois. Okay. Oh my God, the shootings you guys have had. We're going to talk about that too. With Chicago is like New Orleans and Baton Rouge and Norfolk, Virginia. Hi, Christoph. Happy 4th. Uh, it's the matter of fact, let's just do this now. Let's look at the shooting. So Mellow, what's her name? Mellow Bucks was celebrating her release, her album release. And this shooting happened. And I was like, get the hell out of here. Let me see. Mass shooting. Okay, I have the cell phone. Hold on. Uh let me this. Let's look at this real quick. You're in Illinois too, Christoph? You see how much I know? I don't know, Heidi, you're going to get mad at me. I just got a DVD copy of the movie. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I actually paid for the movie, so I have it stored. And every time I watch it, every time I watch Prince and Apples and Bologna, I get so upset. I get so upset. Hi, Brown Eye Cutie. Good morning. Good morning. So I wanted to say something too. And I listened to Amber and Texas Girl yesterday. And what before that, I had been in Bomb's live earlier that morning. She went live. She says, "Walk with Biscuits" or something. I forgot what the title was. So I got up to go to the restroom and I saw she was live. So I watched a little bit of it. And she said she was hacked. Now, let me just say this. Listening to Amber, and I asked her, I said, hey, so Bomb was really hacked. She said, no, she had given Mo her passwords to her, hi, Gwen, to her Gmail. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be very clear. I don't care who gets upset, okay? If somebody gave you their passwords to their accounts and you're no longer friends with that person, and you do it for clicks and views and you put all of their stuff out there, that is illegal because it was done with a malicious intent. Malicious intent. If you guys don't like each other, stay away from each other. Stop talking about each other. I said the same thing to Bomb. I said the same thing to Amber. Let it go. Move on. Do other things. I'm serious. This is just crazy to me. Yes, I'm on season 2. I think I'm on episodes. It's 8 episodes in season 2. I think I'm on episode 6, and I know there are 3 episodes for season 3 so far. But I binge watch, and I was watching. I said, wait a minute, I watched this before, but then I had to pay attention to all the players that's going on. Good morning, Bobby Sue. Good morning, Bubby Sue. Good morning. Jane Creek, good morning. Good morning. I just don't. It's like me and Debbie, or when Amber and I were doing a channel, we shared all kinds of stuff. If that ever happened to me and Amber, I'd be pissed. But no, you shouldn't have done that. I don't like the dog piling on Bomb, but I don't like dog piling, not just Bomb, anybody. I don't like it. I just don't like it. If you got an issue with that person, speak your case, move on. That's it. Hi, Jen's mom, girl. Oh, no, baby. It's on HBO Max, Wisco. It's on Max. Jen's mom, your music that you put with your cats, I just be playing your shit over and over again. Because once it runs, you find the best music to put with your videos of your cats. Bertha is controlling. She's disgusting. Gladys is with that minister or whoever here. Hi, the minister. But she ran the other guy off. But the minister, he's into her. He's really into her. So I'm really getting into this. I don't like Mrs. Russell. I can't stand that bitch, although she reminds me of myself. I can't stand her. I can't stand her. Hi, Michelle Lavelle. But if you guys are not watching The Gilded Age, it is really, really good. It does remind me of Downton Abbey. It reminds me of Bridgerton. It is really, really a good series so far. So I'm enjoying it. Let's look at this shooting real quick. Club after album release, and this was targeted. Boyfriend of the rapper Mello Bucksy, he was killed along with his best friend and 2 women. You just saw one of them. Happened earlier. Hours later, this young man was gunned down. Okay, this happened also in Chicago on the opposite side. He's a TikToker. Okay, he goes by the name of Gino. And he used to do all of these videos where he only had time to get to the store because he was on an ankle monitor. He was shot and killed in Chicago.
Followers, fuck you talking about. Now, as y'all know, I'm not supposed to be outside, and my homie told me I got 5 minutes, y'all, to make it to wherever I'm going. So we finna try to make it. I don't know. If they violate me or something, y'all just gonna see me back in jail, man. Free jail, man. Free
They're
number 9,
saying
man.
allegedly
Folks in them grave, I'm on that bitch. I'm running, yeah.
Because he called someone out and they were beefing. So this is the second TikToker that I watched that has been killed. The other young man was killed about 3 weeks ago after all this stuff happened in Vegas.
On phone them, gotta run. I gotta run. Come on. I need to block him out. On phone them. Fat head ass. Oh, boy, you finna kill me, bitch. On GD, what the fuck? He finna hit me.
So this young man is no longer here.
I need some on big. Folks, now bring your thick ass on, man. Whew, on my dead homie, it feels so good in this bitch, like Jesus Christ. Whew. On BD, we gotta hurry up, y'all. BLK Smooth, Jazz Black. Thank you. Y'all see I just risked my life for y'all for a BLK Smooth and a Jazz Black and a thick bitch walking with me to the store. All right, you got it? On Folding Gray. All right, we gone. Ooh. There go the bus. There go the fucking bus. Ah! On BD, there go the bus. Ah! On Chitty.
So that young man is no longer here. My mother-in-law was a principal in Chicago. She said they didn't do tornado drills They did pop drills. Jesus. I guess everyone has given up on gun control. These shootings are getting normalized. Exactly. Hi, Aesop's. Good morning. Our sweet mayor brought down a lot of that to our city, then retired and moved. It's sad. It's sad. It's like no one thinks about, it's just like, okay, let me get them. They said this, let me get them. This is sad. And people, his sister, where his girlfriend went on TikTok. Now, first of all, you're going to set up a live, and then you get on camera and you just start crying and crying and crying. For what? For what? I grew up by Chicago. That's why I moved to the woods. There are gunshots here too, but it's hunters, target practice. Yeah. I'm like, why would you go live? So you can cry, so people can see you're upset. Listening while outside working. Oh, Black Cat. How's your mom? So again, but I wanted to play what I found on Diddy. And this lawyer breaks it down. Okay. There was a shooting near Bomb. Yes, I saw Bomb's video. Somebody was shot up at the gas station or at the CV, whatever store it was. And Bomb was out there. She goes, I'm being nosy. I heard Papa. She goes, yep, somebody was shot. I saw that video. When they let them out of jail in Chicago, they gave them a bus ticket to my city. Damn. I saw Bomb's video yesterday, her little short or her video. Well, I didn't see all of it. Let me stop lying. I didn't see all of it. As a matter of fact, I listened as I was reading my book. So I was listening, and she was talking to the neighbors, I guess. And they said they heard it too. And she was going up to see what was going on. So I have to go back and finish listening to it. But this shit is crazy. Like when they have a killing here or a shooting here, it's surprising. But when, house fires and stuff, yes. So this is the lawyer I was telling you about. This is fair use. This is the attorney that was breaking down what tier P. Diddy was on, what the sentencing could be. And then I was watching something else yesterday. And remember when I said that the state may be picking up some of these charges for the most recent stuff? Somehow or another, there are rumors that there's a superseding indictment that the feds are going to come with, because they didn't charge Diddy with everything they had. And I'm sitting there going, does the judge know this? Because remember, he's been said to have partied with kids. He's been said to have done all kinds of stuff. None of that. Oh, you love Bruce Rivers? Yeah. None of that. They're thinking that there's a superseding indictment that they may come with. And I'm like, God, please do. Mom is all good and back at her. Oh, thank goodness. The government really needs to do something with guns. Shooting is an everyday thing. It is crazy. It is crazy. Very crazy. So let's listen to what he has to say.
Her man, even though she's being mistreated. I don't think the jury believed what she had to sell. I didn't sit in the courtroom. So one of the things is, I'm here at 30,000 feet kind of guessing like everybody else is, right? And the sex trafficking, those were 15-year mandatory minimum sentences. And when I say mandatory minimum, I mean the judge doesn't have the authority,
he doesn't have a choice,
and cannot go below the mandatory minimum unless he's got some other.
That's what I'm thinking the state's going to do, especially for Jane Doe. That happened between 2021 and 2024. I'm thinking that might happen. But if they're going to do a superseding indictment, I wish they hurry up and let us damn sure. I wish they let us know.
Either a cooperation agreement or there's a safety valve too that may or may not apply. Probably not in this case because it's a crime of violence. Because there's violence in it. So where are we at? We've got 2 counts of the Mann Act, basically transporting somebody across state lines for the
Which is
purposes of
prostitution.
prostitution. What does that mean for Mr. Diddler? It means that,
The diddler. The diddler.
first of all, there's a statutory maximum of 10 years. So people are saying, he's looking at 20 years. He's not looking at 20.
No, not 20.
So now he's been acquitted of the most major charges where he was looking at life on the RICO, right? I mean, those guidelines were through the roof. In this case, you've got 2 counts, and they're from 2 separate dates. So to begin with, the court will have the power to do one of 2 things: either sentence them concurrently or sentence them consecutively. The government in this case is going to ask for a significant sentence. Because he was acquitted of these serious charges, the defense made a motion to have him released
Listen to
pending sentencing. Because if you go at the very low end of the guidelines, it's like 14 months.
Yes,
And here's where it gets kind of tricky. So it is a change in circumstances in the sense that he's no longer looking at life. So there's, and you've heard it from every talking head already, what the judge considers when talking about bail. So it's risk of flight and danger to the public, basically those 2 things. And one of the things that the judge asked the parties to do is to write a brief, at 1 o'clock. And so get a brief in here by 1 o'clock. We'll decide it here at 5 o'clock. So that's what happened. And the judge denied the bail. Now, here's what I think kind of bit the defense in the ass. In the trial, they conceded the violent nature of Mr. Combs. This is not a RICO case. This is a domestic violence case. Is he a bad guy? Is he a violent guy? Yes. And guess what the judge said? He's violent. You conceded the violence, so I'm not going to let him out. So he denied the release. And that's not really a surprise, honestly. Once they grab a hold of you, they don't want to let you go in federal court. So now what is he looking at? So if you look at the guidelines, I believe that the government is of the opinion, there's a couple of different ways you can go about this. Under a certain provision of the guidelines, he could be a level 14. If he's a level 14 with 0 or 1 criminal history point, then he's a 15 to 21 months.
Yep.
If you add coercion onto that, which the jury sort of rejected, it seems like, then it's 27 to 33 months. However, if you go with the other part of this, the guidelines, and this is what the government is doing, it's 51 to 63 months. And that's the number that you guys should look at, because the government is telling the court that he is looking at 51 to 63 months. So he's looking at significant prison time, and we should keep him in prison. Okay, and the judge did that. Let me just tell you what the judge said. Even if the defendant was solely required to show that he is not a danger to the community, he could not meet that burden. Prior to trial, the court denied bail and sees no reason to reverse that now. The defense conceded the defendant's violence.
Yes, they did. So he looked it up, same guidelines I was showing you guys, and I will show you again because I was trying to see what tier he was at. And the same thing, but I said 15 months. And I was like, wait a minute. So he's saying that he's a level 14. So he's down here. He's a level 14. And since he has no criminal history, 0 to 1, he falls 15 to 21. And that's per count. So if he gets both counts, we're looking at 30 months. But he's saying, hey, if they go with all the other stuff, he's adding on some more time, but he doesn't have 13. He's here, 15 to 21 at a level 14 offense. That's where he's at. He'll be right here. And that's what I was looking at. I was trying to find what level he was at. And I was reading, couldn't find it. So then I was browsing through and I was looking at certain things and I found Bruce, and I was like, oh my God, he's going to break it down for me. So I really paid attention to what he had to say. Now we're going to talk about Brian Kohberger for a minute. They're saying good morning, Sarah motherfucking Z. They're saying Brian Kohberger showed no remorse when he took this plea deal. Um, this man kept saying he was innocent, innocent, innocent. Remember, he had went on Reddit. He had put out a poll on whether when you go to the crime, if you bring everything with you or do you just use what's handy. And he was actually, now his professor is saying she thinks this could be her fault. Hi, Texas girl. Good morning. Are you guys going to go live this morning? I'm not going to be on too much longer. So I just wanted you, but he took the plea deal. He was guilty as shit, even though they kept saying, there was other DNA and everything else. Everything pointed to him, from him turning off the cell phone, from him returning to the scene of the crime. What I want to know is, did something happen earlier during the day or during the night that he was shunned by these women? Because he really did a number on one of those young women. Okay, we'll be there. Could somebody drop, I think everybody's in here, but could somebody drop Texas Girl link for me, please?
Now we know that Brian Kohberger, the sick and twisted murderer of those 4 beautiful young lives in Idaho, killed Maddie and Kaylee first on the 3rd floor.
I think he really wanted Maddie. Something happened that he actually went to town on her. And the only reason he got Kaylee was the friend that was in bed with her, is because she was there. And then for him to go in to the other room, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And then as he was coming down from the 3rd floor,
Thank you,
somewhere
Black Hat.
between the staircase and Xana's room, he encountered her. There'd been some reporting out there that he chased her. That was not confirmed in this courtroom today, but that he killed her when he encountered her. Why he would continue down and to the left and down a hallway into her room then.
Look at him. His eyes are dead. And he's lost so much weight. Look at him. There is nothing there. Nothing.
Then kill who is said to be sleeping, Ethan. We don't know why he killed Ethan Chapin after encountering Xana, unless he chased Xana all the way back to her room, killed her there where they found her dead.
Look at him.
But
my God, he's changed. Oh my God, that is not the same person. He's lost. Well, he is the same person, but he's lost so much weight.
Ethan Chapin while he was sleeping. So we now heard that Ethan was not awake, perhaps not fighting, but was asleep. Then the next thing we heard, I had not heard before, was that he raced out of that house, got into that white Elantra at 4:20 a.m. and at a high rate of speed, so fast that he almost lost control. As he turned out of that neighborhood, he made his getaway and drove the back roads because he was not seen on surveillance. Something else, the front plates of the Elantra were not on the car and therefore not captured on surveillance, and that Pennsylvania doesn't require the front plates, and that would be why that would match. The Elantra without the front plate, likely the Pennsylvania car that didn't need a front plate. But then in the week after those murders that he committed,
he put a front plate on.
He went to the DMV and got himself registered in Idaho and put a front plate on. Not smart enough. Brian Kohberger, who's a PhD student at one point, no longer, not smart enough not to be caught. Also, the DNA that was captured from the trash pull, Nicole Burley. The trash pull was taken to the Idaho State Police. They got a Q-tip, which had the DNA of Brian Kohberger's father, because they said it's the father of whoever had the DNA on that knife sheath, which is this killer. So this killer's father had his DNA on a Q-tip in that trash, and that's
how. Do you think his father knew? Because his father was there. Well, not at the scene, but his father was with him, and then they drove back. His parents believe he was set up. No, honey, he committed those murders.
The weapon we now know for sure, as we assumed, was never recovered. This is a detail that's really important. When they searched Brian Kohberger's apartment and they went through it meticulously, it was absent of anything evidentiary of value. That's important because there'd been reports out there saying that, you know, Kaylee's dog's hair was found in Brian Kohberger's apartment. Well, not according to Bill Thompson, the prosecutor, who just stood up and said that his apartment was Spartan, to say the least, meticulously cleaned and, quote, spotless. So nothing in that apartment would have helped the prosecutors to say it was Brian Kohberger. We had heard about dark spots. There's Steve Gonzalez and Christy Gonzalez leaving court surrounded by a phalanx
This
of the
is
media.
sad. But I'm glad the family didn't have to go through a trial. I'm glad they didn't have to see those photographs. I'm glad that he took the plea deal, but he deserves the death penalty. And that's the only reason I do believe he took that plea deal, unless his attorney said, hey, look, they've got enough to convict you, which they did, and you're most likely going to get the death penalty. And he took the plea deal.
Listen to them.
He's never getting out.
Thanks for being strong for your family, Steve. Thank you, buddy. Have a good one. What's your name again? Aaron Cox. Williams. God bless you guys. I'm really sorry.
Bless you guys. Be safe. No bedroom.
Painful. It's so painful to see this family leaving so incredibly unsatisfied with the meager details that we just got,
Thank
despite
you.
the fact that I'm talking nonstop. It's not enough. It's not enough information for the Gonzalez family.
And
It's
that's
not
what I
enough.
want to know too. Why did he target these kids? I think, and I still believe, something happened. They said that was a party house. I think he encountered them in town, wherever they were partying at. Maddie wanted nothing to do with him. I think the other ones probably laughed. That's just my opinion. That doesn't mean that's what happened, but something happened. Or he was staking out this house. He knew the house too well.
For the others either. Just a couple more points, if you'll allow me. Have you got a minute?
Of
A second?
course, of course. You've been on this from the beginning, so yeah, this is a bit stunning, even for me here.
Yeah. So a couple of other things that I learned for the first time. The prosecutors did not know if he intended to kill all four.
See, that's what I was saying.
Massive. Massive. Because during trial, I thought we would hear about, stalking and Instagram
Me
following,
too.
and I'm going to go for these four, or at least these three, and maybe Ethan sadly was sleeping over that night. They don't know if he intended to kill all four that night, meaning perhaps he was fixated on Kaylee and Maddie on the third floor, encountered Xana on the way down, perhaps followed, chased, did whatever it was, and ended up in Xana's room, where then suddenly there was a fourth. Maybe Xana and Ethan were not the intended targets, but it did not matter.
I think
because
Maddie
under
was.
the law, if you premeditate for 1 second, that is premeditation. You do not need to lie in wait. You do not need to write out a map. You do not need to write a diary.
Oh no, he doesn't
do this.
deserve special
1
meals.
second of premeditation is a first-degree
And
premeditation.
you know what? That's probably why he's lost so much weight. Because you remember what they said, that you couldn't cook his food in a pot that you used before. He couldn't use the same utensils. He couldn't eat off the same plates, even though if they were sanitized. That's probably why he's lost all that weight.
Murder, which means Xana and Ethan, maybe they weren't on the target list, but they were absolutely murdered with premeditation and malice aforethought.
I want to hear
And then
your
the
thoughts,
judge accepted
ASAP.
the plea. We weren't
ASAP,
sure, but we
if
had
you
a
want
pretty
to
good
come up,
idea
I'll
that we
drop the
officially
link
did.
for you.
And we now know that on July 23rd and 4th, that's a Wednesday and a Thursday, there will be a formal sentencing. It may only take 1 day. And we will hear from the families. They will be able to say their piece. I don't know how much Brian will say, but the gag order, I was waiting on this. They said there's no reason now to have that gag order in place. It will be in place right now until sentencing.
Ooh,
Okay, so we're not
can't
going to hear
wait.
anything until July 23rd at least, or 24th at least. But it will be withdrawn because there's now no need. Thank God. We will learn so much more about the investigation after that date.
Thank you for watching.
Yep, he stalked. I'm telling you, something. I can't remember which one had the most stab wounds. Was it Kaylee or Maddie? It was, which one was it that had the most? He went to town on her. He shouldn't get anything. Texas girl, if you want, I'll drop the link if you guys want to come up. But this is the story that I was telling you
A
about.
$250,000 reward is now being offered to locate and arrest a fugitive mother charged with murdering her 6-year-old son. Hello, I'm Steve Eager.
I'm Heather Hayes.
You'll
Cindy
be a father,
Rodriguez Singh
too.
is now one of the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives. It's a case out of Tarrant County that attracted international attention. Fox 4's
Maddie,
Donna Anglin
thank
joins
you.
us now with more on the manhunt.
I think he was stalking. I think something happened between him and Maddie. Okay. I don't know if she rejected him. She laughed at him. Even, they said that they were drunk. I don't know, but I know in my gut, he wanted to kill her probably because she rejected him. Well, Aesop's, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to come up, we can, you let me know. I'm just saying right now that something in my gut tells me this man was rejected by her. And they probably laughed at him. He had probably been there a couple of times for a few parties they threw. He was stalking. Yes, he was stalking. And that's everything in me that tells me that. In order for him to put that up on Reddit, whether he was going for his PhD or not, you're asking them, when you committed your crimes, did you bring your weapon of choice with you? Or did you use something that was convenient that you found at the scene? He was setting all of this up. What did you do to your clothes if it included murder? How did you destroy your clothes? How did you get rid of the weapon? He was asking all of these questions on Reddit. He was stalking. He planned it. He wasn't going after anybody else. I don't know why these other people, but the fact that other girl, Keely, was laying in bed with Maddie, I think triggered him. And he got her too. Now, I don't know, but the other girl came down the hall and he chased her. But I do know he wanted to kill Maddie. That's who he wanted to kill. And in order for him to be putting all of this stuff, good morning, Austin's Positive World. Good morning. In order for him to be putting up these questions on Reddit, and he's saying it was for his, no, honey. You were planning this. You planned this. And when this first happened, I said that the father knew about it. And I said that the state troopers probably knew and they were tracking him. That's why he got stopped twice. And I was corrected. They said, no, they had no idea about anything that had happened in Idaho. It was really just traffic stops. And okay, I find that a little hard to believe with just the questioning and stuff that we heard from one of the state troopers that had stopped the car with him and his dad in it. But I stand corrected. So he stalked. He wanted Maddie. Something happened between him and Maddie. I'm thinking he approached her, thinking she was drunk, she would give in, and because it happened that night. You went home, you got all this stuff, you turned off your cell phone. Well, you tracked yourself until you got close to the college, to the university housing and stuff. Then you turned it off. Then you go back the next day to see, and he went to see if the bodies have been discovered. My whole thing is, all of this just sounds crazy to me. Just crazy. You wanted to kill that young woman.
Dion.
Now, this is
that's right. Investigators continue searching for answers.
That's accused of killing her autistic child, and her husband and 6 kids jumped on a flight to go to India.
Surrounding the disappearance of the special needs boy, and now his mother's capture is a top priority for the FBI.
We're here today to announce the addition of Cindy Rodriguez Singh to the FBI's 10 most wanted list as our 537th fugitive, as well as a $250,000 reward for information leading to her arrest.
The first substantial update in more than a year surrounding Everman toddler Noel Rodriguez Alvarez, who's missing and presumed dead. His mother now a worldwide capital murder fugitive.
We are confident that her addition to the top 10 list and the significant reward will culminate in her arrest.
Beginning in March of 2023, the case captivated North Texans, with police investigating the toddler who hadn't been seen by caregivers, doctors, or relatives since October of the previous year.
Damn.
Cindy Rodriguez Singh gave authorities conflicting statements about Noel's whereabouts. Then, inconspicuously, as captured by surveillance cameras at DFW Airport, fled the country.
Cindy's last confirmed sighting was on March 22nd, 2023, as she, her husband, and 6 juvenile children boarded an international flight bound for India. Noel was not with them and did not board that flight.
Former police chief Craig Spencer, who led the initial stages of the investigation, is now the Everman city manager. Under his watch, investigators combed records and financial data linked to the couple. They also carried out physical searches and excavated a newly poured cement patio where the family lived.
This is as serious as it gets. Though Noel's body has not yet been found, we operate under the firm belief that justice is not bound by geography or time. We will find her.
Rodriguez Singh is now the 12th woman ever to become an FBI top 10 fugitive, a list that has one of the best track records for capture.
If you have a tip, please call the FBI Dallas field office at 972-559-5000 or submit a tip online to tips.fbi.gov.
Noel wasn't just a name, he was one of ours, and we're not going to let his story end this way. Cindy Rodriguez Singh may be across the world, but someone knows where she is, and now they have 250,000 reasons to come forward.
I'm going to get you that too. I'll get it.
And anyone with information in the case, as you heard, you can either call or report. Tips Online will have a link to the FBI information on our website, fox4news.com. That's the very latest live.
And I forgot to look to see if we have an extradition order with India. I forgot to look to see if we have that. But this story right here just gets me, okay? This is a 9-year-old girl in Galena Park, which is in right outside of Houston. It's a little subdivision in Houston. And this mother went to work, took her 9-year-old daughter. Her shift is between 6 and 2. She went to work, rolled the windows down, cracked the window, left her daughter in the car. Now, here's the thing. To me, I'm going to let you listen to this story and you tell me. I know when you're working at a manufacturing company, you get 2 10-minute or is it 15-minute breaks. Ours, I think it's 15. We get 2. You have to take your breaks. This woman left her child in a car from 6 o'clock to 2 o'clock. They're not sure if she went out to the car to check on her daughter, but she did leave her with water. My whole thing is, this is a 9-year-old child. She's in the car. I don't know why she didn't get out the car. First of all, the mother should have never left her in that car. You risk your child's life. Okay, it's 15 minutes too, Mari. Thank you. So you didn't have anybody that you can leave your daughter with. I can't put that in my mind that you would leave your 9-year-old child outside and not go check on her.
Good evening, I'm Keith Garvin. Daniela Guzman is off tonight. Tonight, a young girl is dead after being left in a hot car at her mother's job in Galena Park. And Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says it appears to be intentional. KPRC2's
it was 93 degrees. That's not really, in Texas, that's not really hot. When you get 100, 104, 100, but it was 93 degrees.
Bryce Newberry spent hours at the scene this afternoon. He joins us with why the mother is not facing any charges.
The sheriff says this 9-year-old girl
they're still investigating. They didn't detain her, and she should go to jail.
Have been left in the car for up to 8 hours, but until her cause and manner of death are determined and this investigation is complete, so far the mother has only been detained. In the parking lot of this industrial complex in Galena Park, medics and investigators responded just before 2:30 Tuesday afternoon. A mother getting off work found her 9-year-old daughter unresponsive in this white Toyota.
A very tragic situation. There's no excuse to leave any child unattended.
The mother had been working since possibly as early as 6 a.m., and investigators say she intentionally left the young girl with water, partially cracked windows, and a sunshade as temperatures reached the upper 90s.
A child's temperature may increases at a much faster rate, so she could have gone into distress very soon.
The girl died at the hospital, and our cameras captured a woman being detained at the scene as deputies surrounded the car. It's still not clear what could have stopped the girl from getting out, or
that's what I'm saying. Why didn't she get out the car? Did the mother have the doors locked? But then if the doors are locked, you're inside, you can still open the doors unless you had the child safety lock on. Was she in the back seat? Why didn't anybody see this child in this car? I know there are surveillance cameras. Why didn't you take your ass out on your break to go check on your daughter? Jesus Christ. You could have brought her in. You could have went in and said, hey, I've had people come to me and say, hey, I need to bring, my child or my grandchild for a couple of hours until their mom or whoever gets off, and then they're going to come pick them up. Okay, you got an office. That's fine. Or you can put them in a cafeteria. Well, in the break room, have them read a book. This is crazy.
Else should have been looking after her.
It's not lost on me that there's people going through tough times in this society.
But the sheriff suggests families seek help.
Be there, and I couldn't work from home because I had meetings. I would put them in my office, or I would, put them in my office. You got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to escort you myself. Let me know. Don't leave my office, and that's it.
Always leave kids in a safe environment, promising a full investigation.
It's not worth it to just put a child at risk like this.
It's not clear yet what, if any, charges this mother could face. The sheriff emphasized several times there is no excuse for something like this after this tragic outcome here in Galena Park.
Involuntary manslaughter or voluntary manslaughter, child endangerment. I can think of a lot of charges.
I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
Hi, Bryce. I can think of a lot of charges. But let's talk about this detention center. You see, I had it right here, right?
Well, this evening, questions.
I understand that a lot of people, and I'm hearing this from all sources, especially people in Texas and the Florida area, they're trying to get papers and everything together. But this is what they're doing for undocumented, and they're saying illegal. If you have a green card or a permanent resident, I don't get how that's illegal, but
over the operation at the site dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. There are already concerns about flooding following 2 days of consistent rain.
NBC6 politics reporter Hansel Vella has been at the site and joins us from the Everglades with the latest.
Transportation workers digging holes across the main entrance. They say a sign is going up calling this detention facility Alligator Alcatraz. During and since the president's visit, as expected in summer months, those afternoon thunderstorms easily create flooding, and in swampy areas like this one, plenty of mud. Already reports of flooding inside the facility, despite what the head of Florida's emergency management said yesterday.
It is a fully aluminum frame structure rated for winds of 110 miles an hour or a high-end Category 2.
Today, a spokesperson for the Florida's emergency management told us...
I want to stop this for a minute. And speaking of manufacturing, I know for a fact in any type of manufacturing facility, there are break rooms, there are lunch rooms, or cafeterias, whatever you want to call them. That child could have been, she could have spoken to her supervisor, whoever, and said, hey, I have an issue with childcare today. I need to bring my child to work. I'm going to put them in the break area. They're going to have their stuff, their games or whatever. That child should have never been left in that car. I don't care what your circumstances are, especially in Texas, especially when you know that those cars get hot as hell. Even though the temperature is 93 degrees, the inside of that car is cooking. And they said she cracked the windows, not put the windows down. She cracked them. Fuck, leave the car running. Leave the car running. You'll be surprised how many people will allow you to bring your child and leave them in a break room, as long as it's not disrupting business. You have your breaks. You can take 2 minutes to walk off the floor and go check on your child. Make sure they're okay. Get out of here.
Vendors went back and tightened any seams at the base of the structures that allowed water intrusion during the heavy storm, which they say was minimal. The state says the Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport will have the capacity to house 3,000 people. It'll be staffed by about 1,000 folks. And while the state hasn't said who will be staffing it, we did get a hint at Tuesday's roundtable. 200
men and women, soldiers and airmen underneath Major General John Haas's command.
Last week, a spokesperson for the Florida National Guard told NBC6 they would have soldiers at the facility starting July 1st who would be helping with site security and would be here as long as necessary. Impact from this, of course, on the surrounding wetlands, still a concern for many.
The partnership with the state has been great.
Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons tells us the goal is to keep detainees here no longer than 2 weeks, where they can appear before a judge and be deported from the camp's existing runway.
Is the administration
Here's my problem. They're going to appear before a judge. If they're illegal immigrants, as they call them, why are they going before a judge? What they've been doing lately is going to courts and schools and businesses and rounding up people that have jobs and taking them in. You've got people that are pretending, allegedly pretending to be ICE and kidnapping people off the street. This shit is crazy.
Going after the worst of the worst.
We are.
But according to data reviewed by NBC News, almost half of those currently in ICE custody have neither been convicted nor charged with a crime. Back at the entrance of the facility, constant activity. You even see local food trucks going inside, charged with crime. Of those currently in ICE custody have neither been convicted nor charged with a crime. Back at the entrance of the facility, constant activity.
You hear that? The people that are in ICE custody has not been charged or have never been convicted of a crime.
Even see local food trucks going inside. And something interesting to note here, some businesses choose to block out their name and Department of Transportation number. We have asked state officials when we should expect detainees to arrive at the facility. They referred us to immigration officials. Those officials have not answered our questions. Reporting from the Dade Collier facility, I'm Hatsavella, NBC.
Hatsavella, I hope you have your documents in order, and hopefully you were born and all your parents, because I'm sure they're watching the news, that they might kidnap your ass too. This is crazy. Now, this is the teacher that we had discussed a while back, the one that had been having sex with the student, but then she said he was stalking her, but then she was jealous of his girlfriend. Listen to this crazy shit. I like Banfield.
Chutzpah is an illegal term, and it certainly isn't a crime,
deported.
but if it were, you could add it to the 55 counts facing Christina.
I love him.
She's the former Chicago area high school teacher accused of grooming a former student beginning at age 14 and having sex with him more than 50 times.
Remember, they arrested her with her husband. They were on the way to the casino.
Times beginning at 15, meaning the alleged victim was 15, that is, Formella was 28. And for the latter part of the relationship, she was married, okay? Incredibly, by the way, she's still married. Yep. Her husband is very publicly standing by her. Here's the happy couple striding into court just yesterday.
Michael, were you aware of those 52 new charges?
52.
How do you feel?
He's good. Wait a minute.
She was sneaking the
He's not bad looking. let's go back and look at this. I saw him in the car when she was arrested. So what the hell does a 14-year-old? Marcia, supposedly they're getting $1,500 each. Hi, Ruski. What the hell?
Charges? How do you feel? How do you feel?
Yes, I
knowing she's
saw
sneaking this
that.
child into
And I
your
was trying to
home
find that
and hiding
video
evidence?
again.
She said she was
I'll
going to
probably
take your
have it
family for
tomorrow.
millions and then be with this child after he graduated high school. And you're still going to be here to support her and hold her hand?
Okay, now I want...
Let's see.
After he graduated high school. And you're still to support her and hold her hand?
Okay, now I want you to guess why this alleged serial molester took up the valuable time
Yes,
of
he's
Illinois
defending
court,
her.
Illinois prosecutor. Do you have any ideas? She said she needs to be closer to her alleged victim. Let that sink in for a minute, okay? She said the 5,000 feet that she's required to keep between herself and the young man's home, school, and workplace, it's just too far.
Did you hear that? She actually said she wants them to reduce the distance between them. She said this in court. This is crazy.
Can't even live at her own home. She had to move back in with her parents. The judge said, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, you kidding me?
Yeah, the
Motion
addiction.
denied.
You crazy?
Joining me now, true crime digital creator Abby Escobar. Abby, thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
So,
Of course, thanks for having me.
You got it. So tell us about the hearing. How did Christina react when the judge denied a request?
So I obviously can't see her face.
Lucy,
You know,
stop.
she has her back towards everybody, but when she stands up there, she's just as still as a statue. And then when she turns around, she just has this very tense look on her face. She looks down, straight, and will not make eye contact with anybody.
By the way, it says Blabby up top. That is your name online, Abby Blabby. When I first heard of you, I thought that was your real name. I was like, your parents are great, but anyway, that's a great name nonetheless. So Abby, why did the judge decide this? Am I being
get it. The kid lives in the neighborhood. She's a teacher. 5,000 feet. Girl, how dare you? She had to move out of her home and move in with her parents, but her husband is still standing by her. You molested and groomed at a child at the age of 14 through 15. And the only reason you were discovered is because his mom discovered the messages.
Making it up, I'm exaggerating, or was he really like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, she said that her conditions were fair and that the victim shouldn't be penalized because Christina can't live in her own home. So she very quickly sided with the prosecutor that she was not going to allow that and was going to maintain the current restrictions.
Especially with what she's charged with. I'm not entirely surprised. It's bold. It's bold. Chutzpah is the word that we were using. Oh, okay, you have to explain this to me. So her husband and his family are there. Are they supporting her?
Yep.
What's going on?
They very much seem to be. Yeah, Michael's father has been to all of these hearings. He seems to kind of stare me down and give me dirty looks when he sees me. And after the hearing, both sets of the families walked out of the courtroom and they were standing there together like a unified front or team right outside the courtroom.
They
As I
almost
walked
dressed
out,
alike.
I said to my boyfriend, the Formellas deserve so much better than her. And one of the men said, shut up.
She died. Mary Kay Letourneau
Why do you
died.
think
She died of cancer.
the animosity? You're reporting on this?
Jerry
I'm
Falwell
honestly
died.
not sure. I would have thought that this would cause some division between the families, but they seem to be sticking together in support of her.
I mean, that's the part that I don't quite understand, because do you know more about the husband and the family? Didn't she intend to divorce him and take his money?
Yes, and then be with the
It's an
victim.
allegation. It's an allegation.
Well, no, it's not an allegation. She was seeing this young man. She decided to marry the husband she's with. Okay. Then because the young man started dating some girl his own age, but she wanted them to continue the relationship. And at the appropriate time, she was going to divorce her husband, take his money and be with him.
But what was it?
Right. She allegedly told him, that the victim, that she was going to marry Michael, get millions from the family,
Yep.
and then be with him after he graduated high school.
That was all in messages because she was upset he was dating somebody his own age.
You know, and I'm watching them together. It's very hard to read what this is about.
Yes.
But you mentioned the victim. Any word on the victim's
Is
family,
Michael gay?
how they're doing at this point?
Maybe she's his beard,
No, so
but no.
at the June 17th hearing, the
He's not
victim's
gay.
mother and I believe sister were sitting in the front row. And when the prosecutor began giving details of things they had found in the phones, the
Now,
mother...
the family has millions. That house, so what is this? About 130, 140,000, depends on where it's located at. They've got brick, but they have stucco. My whole house was brick. Move your hand. So, yeah.
began
Okay.
crying.
What stands out to you about this case? I cover, unfortunately, a lot of these kinds of cases, female educators, instructors who are accused of this.
Me
Why
too.
does this one stand out?
I think because you have a very beautiful woman, very educated. You have a good-looking man, also educated. He comes from a good family. There's obviously money involved. She seemed to have...
I have no idea.
A very
Minnie.
good life. She seemed to have everything. You know, they got married in Italy on the Amalfi Coast. So I think it's kind of hard to understand why she would risk everything
My friends got
for
married in
not just
Italy.
another man, but
Hi,
a
Muggsy,
child
sweetie.
of all things.
And this was 50 times over how long?
Well, they said that she began grooming him when he was 14 and it went on until he was 16.
I thought it was
So
15.
2 years.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
What's next in this case? What should we be looking out for?
Well, she has a hearing on August 4th at 9:30 in the morning. I'm honestly not sure what's going to happen at that. I
August
plan on
4th,
attending
guys.
again. I believe it's just a status update.
One of the things we always ask in these cases.
And guys, there's another teacher I'm following in Houston. He's getting ready to go to court too.
They're going to take a plea deal. One, you imagine the prosecution would like that, to spare everybody having to go through this case, including having the victim testify. And when you're looking at charges like this and potential
We saw
evidence,
your
you
text
wonder,
messages.
is it in your best interest to do so? So we'll keep a careful eye on it. Abby Blabby. Abby
Blabby.
Thanks so much for coming on.
I'm going to have to check out her channel, Abby Blabby. But that's the one that was going on there. We discussed the 9-year-old. Oh, the son of the state representative.
Now at 5, we have new details on a Connecticut state representative's son who was arrested in a missing persons investigation.
It all stems from a 3-day search for a missing 15-year-old West Haven girl. Your reporter Dylan Furin has the details from Milford Superior Court.
Police arrested 22-year-old Chris Aniskowicz last night. He's the son of State Representative Chris Aniskowicz, who represents the people of Clinton, Killingworth, and Westbrook. West Haven police started investigating after a 15-year-old girl went missing last weekend. Chris Aniskowicz didn't say much in court today. Police say he's already done enough, accused of picking up a 15-year-old girl at her house last Saturday night. The girl's mother called police and filed a missing persons report, unsure where Aniskowicz was allegedly bringing her daughter. Her mother was also begging for the public's help, claiming she was with Aniskowicz, who's 7 years older. When police called Aniskowicz, he allegedly told them he does not know where the victim is, claiming he is in Florida. Police say the phone number he used had a Florida area code, but officers quickly realized Aniskowicz intentionally created a spoof phone number through TextNow to mislead law enforcement to his whereabouts, claiming Aniskowicz began to become uncooperative and he sounded angry on the phone. During the 3-day search, police even got a hold of the 15-year-old girl on the phone. Police say she stated she was fine and did not want to return home. But with her being a minor and her family worried, police continued investigating. Using information information from multiple phone companies, Instagram and Snapchat, police were able to figure the girl was in New York City. With help from the NYPD, friends picked up the girl in Brooklyn and she was driven back to Connecticut. Aniskowicz was arrested in West Haven last night. Police snapped this mugshot, charging him with custodial interference and interfering with an officer. His father, State Representative Chris Aniskowicz, released a statement today, writing, "This is a sad and upsetting day. I am disappointed in Christopher's actions, but he understands that he must now be held accountable for them. Out of respect for the people involved in the process, I will have no further comment." In court today, it was made clear this wasn't a kidnapping, but with the girl being a minor and her family worried and wanting her home, Aniskowicz was charged. A judge set bond at $10,000. Aniskowicz is expected to pay it. I'm your reporter in Milford tonight, Dylan Fear, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
So my question is this: was he dating this young woman? What was going on? Again, we look at what's going on in the home. And that's the thing, Sassy. All of these, and this is nothing new. We had all of this stuff going on in the 60s and the 50s where these old men were going after these young girls. And even then, it wasn't acceptable, but it was being done. It was being done. What is it about? What do you get from being with a young girl? What do you get from that? What do you get from being with a young man? Somebody with no job, no nothing. And I just don't understand it. Why is your son having any? Thank you. A 15-year-old. Again, y'all thought I was crazy. When my granddaughter and my grandson was with me doing C19, I didn't care. Give me your phone. If they're in Discord, I'm in Discord. I'm still in my grandson's Discord, and he has no idea. If you're on I'm going to go in there and listen. I'm going to read everything on the damn screen. I want to see your phone. We have phone checks, and they don't know when I'm going to check their phone. Shit. And there were no locks. I could pick up their phone anytime because you weren't allowed to lock your phone. There was no security on your phone. I want to see what the hell you're doing and who you're talking to. That's it. Especially after that shit happened when my granddaughter was 9 and she thought she was talking to one of her friends in school, and it turned out to be a grown-ass man that was asking her to send pictures. My son lost his shit. Military got involved then. This was crazy. And he checked and she was like, "No, you can see her comments. I have them." "What do you mean?" He was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "No." But he kept trying to be persistent and she wasn't falling for it. You have to check and make sure you're watching what's going on with your kids. Now, this happened. Mother and daughter that went missing for 3 years. They're found in Maryland. Oh, shit. Okay, that's not the one. This is on the mall. So this is considered the mall in D.C. And it's not a mall. It's this whole long thing. If you live in D.C., you know what it is, okay? Oh, there it is, National Mall. This is the National Mall in D.C. And you have families out there be flying their kites, everything. So it is really, really, really pretty out there. So I do miss that, and I definitely need to go back for a visit soon. But again, this shit is crazy. And I wanted to show you guys before I go about this young man on TikTok and what he had to say about Diddy. Okay, let me get this for you. This is what he had to say. And I applaud this young man for speaking up.
Federally convicted, and some of y'all are just illiterate. I mean, some of y'all are really on social media throwing up W's like Diddy just dodged the Matrix, walked out the courtroom clean and dropped the remix. Let me correct you with precision real quick. You know Diddy isn't free, right? He's a convicted felon now.
Yep, he's a convicted felon. That's what he is. He is a convicted felon.
The Mann Act. That's interstate sex trafficking under a different name. Each charge carries up to 10 years. That's 20 max. Talking about free. He ain't free. That man waiting on sentencing. See, here's what he beat versus what beat him. He's not guilty on the racketeering conspiracy or the sex trafficking involving Cassie or Jane. However, the man is guilty on transporting Cassie and Jane for prostitution.
Exactly.
And I don't know about some of y'all, that's not a W in my book.
Nope.
That's called splitting the losses. And y'all really celebrating like he got a Grammy. No, the man just got a record. Not the good kind. And some of y'all actually typed, he's free. He beat the case. Free what? He literally begged the judge not to send him back to Brooklyn federal lockup. His lawyers are fighting for house arrest in Miami. That's not freedom, that's called damage control. I mean, you can't be this emotionally attached to another man's riches.
Thank you.
You posting free Diddy like he got framed for reading the orphans or something.
Me too,
no,
Mari.
This man was flying women and men around for freak-offs. That ain't charity work. He was committing federal violations. And let me say it plain. If Diddy was a broke club promoter doing the exact same thing, a lot of y'all would be calling him a predator for that.
Exactly.
But because it's a black man like Diddy, you want to call it a lifestyle? Y'all don't love justice. Y'all really love wealth and blackface. And I'm going to add this to it. You not woke if you only call it exploitation when the abuser isn't famous. You're not. You sleepwalking. And you can miss me with the race card too. Stop saying they're just trying to take down another party.
I said that yesterday, whenever I did that live. I said, I don't want to hear about them going after rich black men. I don't care if he was black, white, green, yellow. The man is guilty. I said the same thing. When I came across this yesterday, I was like, this young man is speaking the truth.
Who black man? Man, this ain't about power. This ain't about blackness either. This is about a man with money, control, and silence clauses finally facing consequences. And if race was the real issue, y'all would have been protecting the black women he abused.
Thank you.
Not the man who wrote the non-disclosure agreements. Free Diddy, that's not a movement, it's a cultural malfunction. You're not freeing a man, you're exposing your own idol addiction.
Thank you.
Your inability to admit the man I celebrated turned out to be the very predator I thought we were fighting against. You're not deep, you're in denial. And he's not free, he's not cleared, he's not vindicated. He's guilty. Twice. Facing 20 years, waiting for sentencing. And the only thing that can truly free us right now is this culture's last excuse to try to defend him. Because this ain't a race issue. This wasn't a conspiracy. This wasn't even a cultural war. This is a grown man who's finally got told, you're not God. And y'all trying to make him into a martyr when he's the one who built the temple of manipulation himself.
Damn!
Instead of free Diddy, no, we need to free the culture from itself. I know.
Thank you. That young man spoke truth to power. Thank you. This is not about race. It's about violence and illegal activity. And that's what people are not getting, Michelle. I don't get, forget the fact that I don't like the man. Never have. The man is guilty. Guilty, 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 guilty. And I'm perplexed that they found him guilty on transportation of Cassie and Jane Doe, but you didn't find him guilty of sex trafficking. What's the fucking difference? He transported them there to have sex. It's sex trafficking. He paid the escorts from his company funds. It was proven that he would have Jane Doe arrange travel and then reimburse her with company funds. I am thinking, and I was listening to this man yesterday, and I can't remember what his name is, but he and his wife have a channel they do together. And I was like, he said, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, that young man, hold on, let me tell you what his name is. His name is the Quarrick. Hold on, let me give you his TikTok. He said, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more charges that they're going to come with. And I was like, damn, I was thinking the same thing. Because a lot of stuff they know they have evidence of and they didn't bring up in court. They didn't charge him with everything. I'm hoping the state or the federal government has a superseding indictment. I really do. His ass don't deserve to be out. And the fact that your sons were celebrating, your daughters are smiling, I keep thinking, what if this shit happened to you? Yep, he paid them. That's bribery. He extorted Cassie's mother. Come on, people. Why are you idolizing these people? I love Prince to death, but I didn't idolize him. If they would have told me that Prince did this, that, and the other, and they had proof of it, I'd be like, God damn. Yeah, my baby coming home. You created that monster. If my sons would have done something like that, I'll still be their mother. I'll be pissed off. But I'm not going to sit there and say my sons are innocent when I see the proof. I'm going to be your mama. But you're going to have to hear my mouth for the rest of my life because I'm going to be going the fuck off on you. She doesn't think what her son did was wrong. And then, I know what I want to talk about. Jonestown Massacre. You remember Jim Jones, right? You remember all these people, what was like 900 people lost their lives, either by self or the he put it in the Kool-Aid. I told you, my sister's, my niece and nephew's dad, he lost most of his family with this whole Jim Jones shit. Well, a lot of their family went over there, okay? And they drank the Kool-Aid. They are now turning this into a tourist place. They're going to be giving tours in Guyana of this compound. Who in the fuck wants to go see this? I know people go to Auschwitz. I know they go to the Holocaust Museum. I get all of that. They go and they look at all it, but you don't know. They might have spirits that are still hanging around there. He can't be around guns. He's a felon. Can't be around guns. Yep, he tried to use that too. And funny part is, bitch, I still believe that you're the cause of Kim not being here. And then, and then it was going around that he had this guy named Jabbar Escobar killed. Is that his name? He was a model for Sean Diddy. It was a young man that was killed. And but this other guy, they actually found that he was guilty because he was too close to Kim. His name was Escobar. Jabbar Escobar. They were saying that he had him killed. What's his name? I'm trying to remember. He was a model for the brand for oh my God, his name is on the tip of my tongue, and I'm like, no, I remember when they found that young man's body. His last name was Croswell. Escobar Croswell. Well, his model name was Esco. But he was found in Brooklyn, in a river or whatever. And he was murdered in Brooklyn. This was 2011, 2010. he was really close with Kim Porter, and his car had been blown up like weeks before then. Okay, they're saying, did he do it? I think he killed her. I think so. And I think that Kris Kardashian, her boyfriend, knows all about it because he's the one that introduced Kris to him, and he was there on the scene. So they're saying that the same thing that happened to Kid Cudi with his car. They're thinking that the Diddler did that too. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I wouldn't put nothing past that man. Nothing past that man. He's the common denominator. Andre Harrell. Look, he's the common denominator. Yes, Jabbar Esco Croswell. That's him. That's him. His car was blown up. He was found, but they arrested somebody else in that case. But they're thinking that Diddy had something to do with that too, especially his car being blown up. This man has gotten away with so much stuff. Ooh. Hi, Shelly Ray. Happy 4th, my sister. Happy 4th. I'm going to call you in a few minutes. But anyway, I wanted to bring that up. And then this whole Jim Jones thing. Who wants to take a tour of that compound where all these people lost their lives at? If you didn't drink the Kool-Aid, they were forcing it to you. And anybody that tried to leave, they were gunning them down. Who wants to tour this? I'm not going to Guyana to tour this. These people are crazy. This is crazy. But again, people have a morbid curiosity. I don't. I saw enough of it on the news. I don't have that. And I'm thinking, Minnie, they have all of, they got spirits. And y'all don't think when people die violently that their spirits don't linger and hang around? I do. I've always believed that. I've always believed that. And it's not just because I'm from Louisiana, too. But I've always believed that. But shit is crazy. But anyway, I was thinking, let's see. What else? I'm trying to think. It was something else that was brought to my attention. And I said I was going to discuss it. But now my mind just goes blank. But see, even Shelley believes it. I think when you die a violent death, I do believe your spirit lingers. So again, y'all better just be this is crazy. What's her name? Her husband was formally charged, Suzanne Marfew. That's what it was. Suzanne Marfew. Her husband went to court. He was formally charged with her murder. And I really think he's guilty. I said it when I first heard the case, he was guilty. I said, you try to say, oh, this other guy. Nope. Guilty, guilty, guilty. And that's it for me. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We experience that shit. Somebody dies violently. They're not ready to go. They're not ready to go. Look how many people are obsessed with serial killers. Plenty will want to visit and be in haunted. See, not me. Yep. So, you know what? Sometimes they don't know that they're deceased. And it's just, I don't know. I just don't. I remember when my great grandfather was dying, and I woke up and he was talking to people. He was in the back room, and I went back there and I opened his door, and he was introducing me to people. I'm looking around the room like, who in the fuck is he talking to? He introduced me to his first wife, which was my great grandmother. He introduced me to his second wife. He introduced me to his brother. And I was like, Mama. And we had to get an ambulance there to take him. If he would have died, and when he died, Colleen, thank you. Happy 4th of July. Colleen, how are you doing? Guys, if you want to donate to the channel, please donate to the channel. If you want to do a Cash App, do a Cash App. Because I'm getting ready to go out of town again soon, and I'm gonna need some money. But anyway, thank you, Colleen. Thank you. And guys, I wanted to say, please keep Savage in your prayers. Mari, I spoke to Savage. Please keep her in your prayers. She has she is going to be taking some time off, which you saw the community post. I didn't see it. It was brought to my attention, and I knew I had spoke to her the week previously. And so keep Savage in your prayers, please. Don't bombard her with messages, nothing. She doesn't need any of that right now. Just let her be stress-free, please. Just know that she feels bad. She's taken some time off from work. She's taken some time off from YouTube. So keep her in your prayers. Colleen, Scotland, keep them in your prayers. Keep Jennifer Positivity in your prayers. Keep Vault in your prayers, please. We don't know what people are going through. And they're steady attacking. Keep, treat people the way you want to be treated. Which some people like to be treated like dirt, but anyway, but they demand respect. And yeah, I don't do that. Respect is something that you earn. So again, I love you guys. Have a safe 4th of July. I know yesterday I went out for a little bit. I have never seen that much traffic since I've been here. People were going out of town, so they were heading to the lake. And I'm like, oh my God. I turned my ass back around, came back in my house. I was going to go downtown because I wanted to go to the mall, and I didn't want to go to Spokane Mall. I was going to go to the mall at the riverfront. I'm like, nope, not today, because I wanted to go to Pandora. But anyway, I will see you guys later. Have a safe day. Enjoy your 4th of July. Enjoy your weekend. If you're celebrating with family, you know what? Just enjoy your family. Enjoy your family. Have a good one. And no drinking. And wait a minute, who was backstage? Oh, Aesop's, I didn't see you. Hold on a second. Let me drop the link for you again. I didn't even hear when you popped up. I am so sorry, Aesop's. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm going to bring Aesop's up. Hold on. If you guys haven't subscribed to Aesop's channel, I'm telling you, she does great content. Her voice is so soothing. It really is soothing. So I didn't see her backstage. I just saw I had a message. I'm like, who's in my private thing? I didn't see her come up. And Aesop's, I'm sorry. I was probably grabbing coffee when you came up because I had a video playing. But if you're still here and if you want to come up, please do. I'm also going to talk about, there she goes. Here we go. I got her. It didn't make a sound. Hi, sweetie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, it didn't even beep to let me know you were backstage.
Oh.
I'm used to hearing bloop like this. It goes bloop. What's up, man? What do you have to say?
I was feeling a lot of things with regards to Brian Kohberger's guilty plea.
Yes.
Okay, so I feel like when they give a guilty plea, we shouldn't just accept it all willy-nilly. I think we should have conditions like that. Like they should have to be able to explain like what happened, who was the target, like, what happened next and why, why the boy. And, I think they should have to be made to explain all of that and then ask the parents after that, is this sufficient?
So
and then the parents will, say, yes, this is sufficient. And then they accept the guilty plea. But the way I mean, just to say, yes, I'm guilty, and then no explanation, no
he should have
confession,
done a
like
proffer.
nothing.
He should have done a proffer which states, what he did, why he did it. So just don't say I'm guilty, just because
Right.
you want to take the death penalty off the table. You should have done a proffer, and that's when he stands up front. He acknowledges, yes, you have this evidence. Yes, this is what I did. This is why I did it. But they don't always have to. They can acknowledge the guilt. They don't have to just break down into details, which I think you are correct. He should have been made to do a proffer.
Right. I think he was concerned about the evidence that was coming out, and the fact that they were seeking not only the death penalty, but death penalty by shooting
Yes.
range. Yeah. And so I think he was fearful maybe of that as well. I feel like the parents didn't receive complete justice in that they still have questions.
And they do have questions. Did you see them walking out of the court with all these? They were upset. I mean, I get it. I was feeling for them having to go through the trial, to see the evidence, to see the photos again. But
Exactly.
But if he doesn't testify, here's the thing. If he doesn't testify, you're still not going to know why. If he didn't get up on the stand and say, well, this is what happened, this is why I did it. We do know he was planning this because of the stuff he put on Reddit. And my thing is, why did the prosecutors even go for a plea deal? They had the DNA evidence, they had the surveillance and the cell phone data. Why did they actually go and accept a plea deal?
Right, because you could have gotten with what you had. They
Yes.
could have gotten a guilty verdict after trial, and then did the death penalty. So I don't know why they settled for a guilty plea, other than thinking it was gonna save the public money, by not going through with a trial.
Yeah, and another thing, he didn't have an alibi. No one saw him. Where was his dad? Because supposedly his dad was there visiting. Was his dad staying in a motel or a hotel? Because his dad was with him. Or did his dad fly out after that? I don't remember, Aesop's. Do you?
No, I don't.
His dad flew out to help him drive back to Pennsylvania, or was his dad there at that time?
That I don't recall.
And
I don't.
I'm trying to remember. And if you remember when Gary Ridgway that made that plea deal to avoid the death penalty, he had to tell where all the bodies were. I guess that's a separate case. Okay, the dad flew out later, but he should have had to explain why
Exactly.
he did.
Exactly. It's frustrating. It's like the same thing with Chad Doberman that killed his 3 boys?
Yes.
Yeah, the same thing. Okay, I'm guilty, and then that's it.
Yep, and he didn't. You remember he killed the 3 boys in front of the mother,
and
the daughter ran across the
and
street.
the daughter.
Yep, she ran across the street for help, and the only reason he didn't. And I'm sitting there going, okay, you killed your 3 sons. Your wife wanted to leave you, but you're going to do this in front of her, watch her witness her sons die at the hands of their father. These are
Exactly.
sick-ass people. They're sick.
I don't understand what the thing is with parents and their kids now. It's like they feel that their kids are disposable or something. I don't get it. It's a lot of parents that are just like, ending their kids.
This is crazy. So what do you think about the Stephen Stearns thing with Madeline Soto? Because his trial is at the end. Well, it's the trial, the end of July. What do you think about Madeline Soto?
That case infuriates me. I've listened to some of the jail calls between him and his parents. His
Uh-huh.
parents still believe that he's innocent. I think maybe his father is coming around to accepting, what Stephen Stearns did.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely know that he's guilty. Um, Even when listening to the jail calls, it's like he's trying to
Manipulate them
confess.
into thinking, yeah. But you heard the call when he said that the mother and daughter were always fighting over him and telling him how good looking he was. I'm like, wait a minute,
Oh my God.
this is a child. Now, did you hear that he asked the judge to remove all newspapers and he didn't want the media at his trial? This is not
Uh,
federal, honey.
it's
We
not
get
going to
to be
happen.
there. Yeah, we get to be there.
Absolutely. The
And
whole
I
way.
was
And if
seriously,
I could physically be there, I would.
girl, I was
I
seriously
would.
thinking of screaming that whole trial, but then I think I would get so goddamn mad. The same thing, the same trial like I did with Jeffrey Purcell. I was so mad at that. I was cursing and I'm screaming the trial. But I'm just like, I'm trying to think, who are you? Yes, he drove. Wait a minute. Who got denied? Who got denied? Oh, okay. So it was denied. The judge says, yes, we're going to have the media here. Okay, good, good,
Oh
good.
yeah, good.
But the roommate, I think it was the mother's roommate. I was actually listening to that. She says that he was acting strange. The morning after, the morning of, he was washing his clothes. She said he's never done that
He's never
because
washed his own clothes.
no, because Jennifer would do it. She said it was. She said it was just a really strange morning. So the roommates were there. So where did he kill? Where did he kill this young woman at?
And that's what I'm trying to figure out. If he did it in the house, then how did he get her from the bedroom to the car without anyone noticing?
I'm just. Where was she at? She said that he had tools on the table. Remember, she said, well, I don't know if you saw that. She said that there was a hammer and something else. It was a hammer and some tool she didn't recognize that was on the table.
Mm.
She said he was acting weird around her. She said she saw him for breakfast and lunch that day. He was at the house just moving around. And she said it was just weird.
Well, murder does that to people. It makes you act weird.
Did you hear that only on his phone as well, they found videos of the roommate?
Yeah. Of the roommate, and I think
He had a
y-
camera in the roommate's room.
uh-huh. Yeah, and the roommate had no idea.
No idea. No idea. He had a camera in her room. He was
And if I'm
watching
not
his wife
mistaken,
go
wasn't there
crazy.
another minor? Like
Yes.
another
Yep.
another minor, some pictures of another minor. And
Yep.
I mean, if nothing else, he's up the river for the child pornography alone.
And
You
they're
know.
asking for the death penalty. I don't want him to take a plea deal. I want to hear the details. I don't want to hear. We've settled. He's going to do life in prison. No, bitch. You deserve the death penalty, which he will get.
Yeah. If he doesn't take a plea deal, if they don't accept the plea deal. But he's gonna eventually accept a plea deal because he's a punk and he's not gonna want to have to be accountable for telling the details of what happened, blah blah blah. He's not gonna want to have to do that.
But the detail speaks for itself. So he has a trial in July. I don't know if they're going to start, but it was scheduled for him to go to trial in September, but he has some trial. Something's going on. He has to appear in court again in July. Do you know
Mhm.
why?
I think they have two charges. So they're charging him with the child stuff, and then they're also
With the
charging him with the stuff with right. And
yeah.
so the first one is for the child porn.
Okay, because I was like, why is he going in July too? But yeah, that I forgot. But he has 60 something counts so far. So far, he has 60 something counts. And just think, and remember, I was telling you guys about him being on Reddit in his teen advice group where he was encouraging this woman to leave her mom, and her mom was rude, and she needs someone who's going to love her and take care of her. Hi, Penny.
What?
Yeah, you remember I was reading the stuff. It's gone now. I may have the screenshot still. But he was on Reddit in this it's called Advice for Teens. And mostly he was targeting girls, young women that have issues with their parents.
Oh, wow.
And yes, he was on Reddit. Seems like everybody goes on Reddit. You got Brian Kohberger on Reddit.
And I never go on there.
I used to go on there years ago when I was with JY. But girl, everybody's on Reddit. I'm on Reddit for like sister wives and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Love After, even though I don't cover Love After Lockup, I still follow it. I know what's going on. And this season has been good. And I thought about covering it, but then I'm just like, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, he was on Reddit too. It was called Advice for Teen or Teen Advice or Advice. Yeah, Advice for Teen or Teen Advice.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know he was on it. I knew Brian Kohberger was on there
He was
on Reddit.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me type this in. Let me see if they have this Stephen Stearns Reddit account. Hold on. Let's go. Let's see. Stephen Stearns tattoo and Reddit username. Yes. Let's see. Stephen Stearns Reddit comments. The finished product. I was trying to see if they had. Oh, he posted a photo of Madeline Soto on Reddit. I didn't see that. He had posted.
He did it?
Yep. He said, ex-girl. Oh, let me show you this. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Hold on. I didn't see this, but I remember when he was first arrested and that's when it came out about his Reddit account. Look, ex-girlfriend, stepdaughter. He posted it.
Ex-girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. He is
They're
so
saying Stephen Stearns had quite an active Reddit account wherein he actually posted a photo of Madeline Soto, 13-year-old girl who he suspected of killing. Stearns offered all sorts of advice to teens under the Reddit name Sustenance. That's the name. Look at it.
Sustenance.
Mm-hmm. Right here. Only 22 days ago on Sunday, February 11, 20 at 4:04, a user wrote in the advice for teens community. That's what it. Now I couldn't remember it was teens advice, but it's advice for teens community. I'm pregnant and I don't know what to do. Look at this.
Oh my God. And he's in there offering advice to these kids.
Yeah, but listen, Madeline disappeared at the end, okay? February. 22 days ago on Sunday, February 11th, 2024, at 4:04 p.m., a user wrote in the Advice for Teens community, I'm pregnant and I don't know what to do. Are they trying to say that was Madeline? And this place was dubbed a safe place for teenagers and young adults, created April 23rd, 2012. Like it or not, this is something you may need to get some help with. And this was Stephen Stearns. He says, like it or not, this is something you may need to get some help with. You may be scared or embarrassed to talk to a trusted friend or family member, but it's probably the right thing to do. You need to get ahead of this. You need a game plan. You need support. Okay? Oh, they're saying it was a 19-year-old girl. Then
why would an adult even be in those kind of communities unless you're doing something nefarious? Because he's not a therapist. He's not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Like, why would he even be in there?
But
It's suspicious, you know?
This is a grown man that's in a
Right.
place for teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to drop this link in here if you guys want to go and look at all of his stuff. Or you can just type in there. Hi, JJ. Good morning. Happy 4th. Good morning. But this is Stephen Stearns on Reddit. And he was in that account. And I told you guys, I remember, but it's Sustenant. What's the name? Sustenent. Sustenant. That's the name that he had on Reddit. They probably removed him, but I remember people were going in at him. They were calling Disney. They had put all kind of stuff for them. Hi, Jen. Happy 4th, sweetie.
Hi, Jen.
They had put all kinds of stuff in Reddit after he was arrested, and they all knew who he was because they were calling and saying he had no business in this advice for teens community when he was a grown-ass man, and he was targeting young girls. So that's the name he used on Reddit. That's the name.
Wow.
And Jen, let me just tell you this, sweetie. When I come in your chat and you're discussing whatever you're discussing, you never have to apologize to me. That is your channel. You do whatever you want to do on your channel. You feel like you have to get stuff off your chest, go for it. Don't ever think, because if I don't want to hear it, I'm just going to leave. I'm not going to type anything in the chat anymore. I'll just leave. But that's your channel, honey. You do what you need to do for you. I'm just letting you know that. Don't ever apologize to me. She saw me yesterday. She goes, I'm sorry, Heidi. I'm just covering this real quick. I'm like, you do what you do. Do you, Jen? Do you? But Aesop's, I really enjoy how you cover things. I love to hear your voice. It is so soothing, and it shows me that you take time to look up stuff and to make sure that you're putting out facts. So I really enjoy your channel.
Thank you so much for that. I try. I don't want to be a person that's just doing whatever.
Nope, you do a great job. No,
thank you. I want to do better at getting more. Thank you. I want to get more out and learn how to do better with the visuals and stuff like that. So I'm learning. It's a learning curve.
Yeah, I have. You remember the story I was telling you guys about on TikTok about the young girl that was put back in a home, and she had been AR'd in her home, and then 4 people broke in and jumped her, and they put a gun to her head. I think that'd be a great story for you to cover.
Wait, what?
Oh,
when did that happen?
Oh, I covered that the other day when I went live.
Oh, I must have missed it.
Are you on TikTok?
My God, I'm gonna have to go back.
Yes, you're on TikTok.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Oh,
thank
Aesop.
you.
Somebody drop Aesop's link, please. JJ wants Aesop's link. Click on her name. Do I have any more mods? Well, yeah, Mari's here. Mari, could you drop Aesop's link for me, please? Aesop's is really good.
Thank you.
I love to listen to her. Her voice is so soothing. And when she's talking about, and she's precise. She's really precise on what she's speaking about. And I need to get in a habit of leaving you little messages, letting you know, hey, girl, I watched it.
I know Just Beetle used to do that on every video. And, you know, I said in one comment, I said, well, at this point, I'm just making videos for you and me.
No, I watched them. No. I watched them. Hold on. Let me get.
Thank you.
Find your. I'm scrolling up to get to your name so I can just click on it. I watch your videos, and the one that you did on Kamani. You remember? Oh,
yeah.
There it is. You dropped it. That was well done. And I left you a comment on that one.
Yes,
done.
ma'am.
Thank
you so much for that. She was in my heart. You know, that case was something else.
See, even JJ said it. Look what she said. She said she has a lovely voice, very calming. Your voice is very
Thank you, JJ.
soothing. It really is. So, but y'all check out ASAP. She does upload. She doesn't do any lives. Maybe one day she will go live, but she does upload.
I'm scared to go live. I'm terrified.
Why? Why?
Because y'all get like trolls that come in and, racist people come in and say things. And I'm just like, I don't know if I'll have any mods that'll be able to like, and if I'll know how to do it fast enough to get rid of stuff. And,
Girl,
I don't know. I'm
I
just
got you.
scared.
Look, mod me. I got you. Because I'm quick. I see shit
You're
before y'all
already
see
modded.
it. Look, I see shit before y'all see it.
Yes, ma'am. I have you as a mod already.
I didn't even know that. I had no idea.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
maybe just one day just go live and you need to start going more on panels and stuff, but just do
Mhm.
a live one. Even if you do a little short one, like 30 minutes, maybe just cover something you like and just do a live. And since you cover the school system, you have so much stories. I mean, because you're affiliate, you got so much you can discuss. Think about it.
Yes,
About all
ma'am.
the features and stuff like that. Um, Come on now. You got this.
Thank you. Thank you for the encouragement.
You
I'm
have
gonna definitely keep that in mind because I have been thinking about it. But then, you know how you kind of let your fear override everything.
Yep, look, you see what JJ just said? She said, get you some mods that you trust and will protect your channel. Trolls and their comments will be gone before you even see it. Jen, pay attention to that. You have mods that have you protected. If you see something on your channel that is not nice, that means that the mods have already taken it out. Don't read it.
Hmm.
Mods are quick. Don't read it. And you need to get another screen so you can look in your studio and you can see when things are deleted. Because just being in StreamYard or Restream, you don't see when things are deleted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I see it in my YouTube. Hi, Kay. Nice to see you. Happy
Thank you, Minnie.
But I'm telling you, just get you some mods that you can trust. Minnie is really, really good. Uh, Shit, you see my mods, Just Beetle, you guys are good. You guys are good. You guys are good.
Yes, ma'am.
But
And I try to welcome everybody into your chat
oh,
because
you
I'm like
do a great
everybody does.
job. You do a great job. Gwen has been with me for the longest.
Oh
Even
yeah.
when Tina is going through her stuff, Tina is still modded. She's still there. Vote is going through her stuff. She's still modded. She's still there. These are people that I trust, people that I've known. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
And I met you from Amber a Bomb.
Bomb.
Bomb. And I took
Yes,
an
ma'am.
instant liking to you.
Yeah, the same thing. I took an instant liking to you. And I said, let me go to her channel. And I came and I said, I really like her. And so I stayed.
Yep, thank you. I mean, because I was like, but I couldn't remember if it was Amber's channel or Bomb's channel. I just couldn't remember. But I remember we were and I was laughing so hard because a lot of people were like, well, Bomb only has one black person in her chat. That's Heidi. I'm like, really? I'm like, really? Yep, it is. But I'm telling you, just try it and see. But just don't go live with YouTube because that's when your channel is open and you have a lot of trolls that come in. Just try it for a little bit and see. Just try it once. If you find something you want to discuss and you want to do it with people in the chat and people that you can feed off of, try it. See it.
Mhm.
I think you'll
Okay.
like it. I really think you'll like it. But I really, really, really have, and I appreciate all my mods too. And because somebody reached out to me, they said, Heidi, I don't no longer have my wrench. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have your wrench? I haven't unmodded anybody, and they
Mhm.
were actually under another name. They were on. Matter of fact, it was Gwen. She was on her tablet instead of me. I was like, wait a minute,
Oh,
I haven't unmodded anybody.
yeah. Miss
Nobody.
Gwen has been here since I've been visiting your channel.
Yep, Gwen has been with me. Yep, I will let her know, JJ. I will let her know. I would definitely. Well, either me or Mighty Myra, we'll let her know. But yeah, keep vote and Savage. Yeah, and
And Savage too.
Jennifer Positivity. You see all these people all the time. She's going through a really rough time. We have Scotland that's going through some stuff. We have Colleen with the K. She's going through, and I appreciate everybody in my chat. I really, really do. And when people feel comfortable and they can come to me and tell me things, and I just keep them in my prayers all the time. All the time.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
And that's sweet. A lot of times people forget that we're all just people living our lives and, going about things. We have issues and stuff. So when we come in here, we put on our best face and we're modding or just chatting or whatever, but we still have our other little things that we're going through. And I'm one of those persons that I don't want to be a burden to anybody. So I just don't say it.
well, Aesop, you
But
have my number. You remember that, right? Because you have my number.
yes, ma'am, I have it.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to talk, you can always call me. But it's just sad and people used to, because when C-19 hit, there was nothing really going. People started. I found YouTube because my grandkids were on YouTube watching something, and I was like, and they were like, oh, they got all. I would just listen to music on YouTube. I have a private playlist of all the music that I play all the time, and they were the ones, and that's how I found Sherelle and Perry, because they would cover Love After Lockup, and that's how I found Amber. That's how I found JY.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I found Amber, and through Amber, I found Bomb, and through Bomb, I found you.
yep. And Aesop, JJ said she just subscribed to you. Sassy said, I'm
Thank you.
So, everybody has things going on. And a lot of times it's just craziness. But I said to myself, unless it really involves me and not somebody throwing me into BS, I'm not going to, put my foot in there or put my toe in it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm not going to put my toe in it. But if for some reason, Aesop, you already know me, if my name is thrown into shit and I know it's a lie, I'm coming with it.
You got something to say.
But I've been zen, girl. I've been being just zen.
And I'm proud of you.
Park in the mornings. I take my book just in case I want to hang out for a little bit and read. I just sit there and it's just nice. It's nice just to be.
So you're enjoying your retirement, which you should.
Myself, yes. Yes, I'm getting bored. Look, I'm getting bored.
Well, sometimes people can get bored during retirement, but the beauty is you can do whatever you want. So you get bored, go find something to do, go play.
That's what I said.
I don't know.
I said I was going to start looking for something to do remote and not full time, but I'm getting bored. I need something to, but I don't want to have. I don't want to babysit anymore. I don't want to have a team. I don't want any of that. I just want to do what I do and just do it and be done. I don't want to have responsibility for nobody else. Nothing. That's a burnout.
It is a burnout.
If you notice, I haven't been sick. I haven't gotten sick since think about it.
Yeah.
Have I been sick?
No, ma'am.
Nope. The stress.
I haven't heard you say anything about being sick.
Nope. Nope. Stress was killing me.
Oh my God. Well, I'm proud of you. I haven't heard much drama on the channel. When I come in, it's just, we're talking about the day's events, news stories and stuff, but there hasn't been a whole lot of drama.
I try not to do that, and then, yeah, so that's my mom. Hold on, I'm just telling her. Yeah, that's my mom. But I just really try not to get involved in all of that. But if I've got something to say, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to be done with it.
And that's another thing I love about you. You know, if you have something to say, you don't hold back. I've heard you read people like go off. And I was like, I love this because, you know, I love the fact that when you have something to say, you don't hold punches. You just go, you know, and people don't ever have to question what's on your mind or what your intentions are because you just say it.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, I used to tell people all the time, you got something to ask me, ask me. Don't assume, because I'm not going to lie to you. If I said it, I said it. If I did it, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to check me? Look, who's going to check me? I'm going to be like,
who going to check me, boo? Who going to check me?
I said it. If I was wrong, I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong about something, I apologize for it. I don't keep going with the lie or with the misinformation. Yes, Mari keeps me in check. She does. She does. Gwen keeps me in check, girl. Debbie keeps me in check. They're like, no. I'm like, damn. And the way I tell Jen, and I tell her, if you don't watch it, you don't know about it. And if somebody is bringing it to you, okay, now if my sister brings me something, she's bringing it to me because she's pissed. And if my sister's coming to me, okay, we got an issue. And I didn't know she followed all these damn channels. So, you know.
Sometimes y'all are talking about people and I'm like, who is this? Wait. Who is that?
What? When? You know, and if you
I have no idea who a lot of these people are.
No, but it's funny, ASOS, because if you're going to say what I said, please repeat exactly what I said. Don't put your spin on it. Because if I said it once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it 3 times. And I know exactly how I said it, and I know exactly what I meant. So, you know, don't. And, Heidi said, no, that's not what Heidi said.
Exactly.
Heidi said. So, yeah, I
cannot stand people lying on me. That is a pet peeve.
That's it. I was on TikTok one day and I made a comment. I was being funny about something because they were saying this woman had went to jail, right? And I said, and she posted something. I said, did you get bailed out? And girl, she comes back and she goes, there you go, spreading lies. Girl, I snapped. I said, first of all, and then she came in my private messages and she wants to apologize. And I was like, you know, don't come at me like that because you don't know me. So then I said, if you didn't like the comment, I was being funny. I said, you can just delete it. And then she went on her post and don't play me. I'm not the little people on TikTok, you know, that think you're running shit and want to be bullies because I'll come right back for you. Don't try me.
Exactly.
It does, JJ. Context always matters. Always matters. That's why when somebody used to send me clips, right? And they were like, oh, so you know me, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to go back. So I can see the full context of what was being said. And
I think I've sent you a clip or two of something. And I was like, I know that you're going to go back and watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch it because, you know, just don't say, because I want to hear, well, they were talking about you, blah, 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 blah. And that happened a couple of times with Siwa, whatever. And I would go back and listen. I'm like, okay, she didn't say anything bad. She mentioned my name. It wasn't anything bad. So what do you want me to do? I mean, and she didn't. Now, if she would have lied about something, I would have corrected it. But no, don't do that. Yeah, you know, the same reason, you know, whoever sent Crazy Cat Mama that clip, I sent her the whole damn video. I said, here you go. This is what I have to say. This is what I have to say. I didn't take it down. It was still there. Don't send her the whole thing.
You know, like JJ said, context does matter, and you get the context by watching the whole video. You know,
you have to. You know, if I'm going to tell somebody something, which I rarely do, girl, you need to go listen to this video. I'm not sending you a clip. Go listen to it and see what you have to say. I don't do all of that. I don't. I just don't. I laugh and talk, and people just don't get it. Nothing. Hi, Julie. Happy 4th, my Canadian friend. People don't realize nothing affects my life. You don't feed me, fuck me, or clothe me. So what?
Exactly.
What?
You're not putting any food on my table and you're not taking any off of it. So
Thank you. So
exactly.
what? And I tell people, what other people think of you, that's their opinion. It shouldn't matter to you because you know you.
Exactly.
Hi, Daddy's just girl. I was just talking
Daddies.
yesterday, Daddy, or the day before. No, yesterday, Daddy, I was talking about you. I said you remind me of Jessica Rabbit.
Does she look like Jessica Rabbit?
She's shaped like Jessica Rabbit, the red hair. I'm telling you, Jessica
Oh
Rabbit.
my goodness. I am so jealous right now.
Daddy is gorgeous. I was talking to somebody. I said, Daddy reminds me of Jessica Rabbit. Hi,
That's
Coochie.
funny.
Happy 4th. Cooch, I went look on your channel to see if I missed any of your lives, and you have not been going live. You have not been going live. Heidi always says, don't send me shit. That's right. Don't send me shit. Oh, look at this. She said, I have her tattooed on my arm. Oh, my.
Jessica Rabbit? Oh, my goodness.
You remember Jessica Rabbit? You know, when she was on the Looney Tunes and she wears the corset and she's got
Yes. She has the gorgeous shape.
Gorgeous shape. I'm telling you, I was telling that to somebody, and I said, she reminds me of Jessica Rabbit. And they said, oh my God. She goes, okay. She goes, I said, I'm telling you, she's gorgeous. And we just ate dinner and we talked like we had known each other for years, girl. I met her when I was in Cali. I had such a good time talking to her. So, and that's who she reminds me of, Jessica Rabbit.
Oh.
I had no idea she had Jessica tattooed on. And I saw her in person. I didn't even see a Jessica Rabbit tattoo.
So I guess you've heard that before, Daddy.
She had to because she's got Jessica Rabbit tattooed on her arm. Oh shit. I'm telling you, that's what she reminds me of. The red fiery hair, her olives. I'm telling you, she just is, it's like that old Hollywood glamour. You know how she didn't have all that makeup on. She is just, matter of fact, she didn't have on any makeup. She's a beautiful woman.
Oh, now, okay, Daddy's disappointment. Okay, how do you get that? You pay for that out of your pocket, or do you get that through like online or something like that? I'm just curious. I'm asking for not a friend. I'm asking for myself.
Well, you can actually get it online too, but you can go to the doctor to make sure that you're getting, the right dosage.
Well, you can, but insurance doesn't cover it a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
Because, yeah. And so, they classify it, I guess, as vanity or whatever.
But if you look, they have it online too. It's not called Ozempic. It's the other shot that they put online.
What is
it's something like that. But if I find it again, I'm going to send it. But Daddy said her insurance covered it. So it depends on your doctor.
Oh, okay.
So it depends on your doctor. Okay. If your doctor, you're telling him that you're having problems with your knees, you got to make it sound good. So that way the doctor can put in for it and they'll cover it. But the doctor is going to have to do it. Christoph,
okay.
See? She says she's a doctor.
For 2 years.
I would have never known that she used Ozempic. I would have never known she used that.
I have been wanting to get on Ozempic for a few years myself.
Well, go talk to your doctor and tell him, that you're having back pain or you're having muscle, your knees. Girl, just give him all these stories. Look it up.
All the stuff.
Look it up. And have your doctor do it. Because a lot of times, especially with weight loss surgery,
Mhm.
unless your doctor deems it necessary for your health, your insurance won't cover it. But it's just the way it
Right.
works. Yeah. I would talk to my doctor. I would
Definitely.
talk to my doctor. But I'm telling you, it's and then a lot of times, if it's not Ozempic, they're going to give you something comparative to it. But look up
Oh,
online. But I mean, because they've been advertising stuff that you can get for I think it's like you get a month supply for like $99 or whatever it is. Just look it up. When she said I didn't have to make it sound good. I was obese and I had over 40, and my hormones regulated. Were being regulated.
properly.
Yep. So, girl, if you're over 40, I don't think you're obese. But if you're obese, go to your doctor and make sure your doctor and just tell them, hey, I need help losing this weight. This isn't healthy for me, especially if you
Mhm.
have sugar problems or whatever. Just go for it. See what they do.
Yeah. I was saying I told my doctor, I said, "Oh, I'm pre-diabetic." And they said, "Okay, let's draw blood." They drew the blood and it was not showing pre-diabetic. I was like, "Okay, so I can't get away with that." I think a few years ago they were saying that I was pre-diabetic, but I'm not any longer.
Oh,
So,
okay. So you regulated your eating and everything then, right?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, girl, stop eating
But
crap.
I'm still overweight. I'm still obese. So,
How tall are you,
plus,
Asa?
I'm 5'6".
You're 5'6".
Well,
Okay, I
I
bet you
was
do have.
5'6". Recently, I got measured, and I'm 5'5". So I guess I'm shrinking.
Yeah,
I
well,
have
in
a.
case you don't know, the older you get, you shrink. My mom used to be like 5'7", and I swear,
Mhm.
I'm serious because your muscle density, she shrunk.
Oh, Lord.
She's
Well,
like five,
I have a spine issue.
5'5",
So, mm.
5'6".
Oh, I was saying I have a spine issue, a
Ooh.
degenerative spine issue. So I wasn't sure if maybe that's why I'm shrinking.
No, but they always say the older you get, you shrink. I know my dad shrunk too. Shit, I
Mm.
can't shrink anymore. Look, if I shrink, I'm just gonna wear the. But my grandmother was like 4'8", 4'7", 4'6". She was something, but she was under 5 feet, and she was
Oh,
always
wow.
that height since I can remember. Her sons tower over her. Well, they did. She's deceased now. But
Huh.
Aesop, yeah, you just need to. I, I would tell. Hi, Wendy's front yard. We all shrink as we get older. You see, I didn't. I'm telling
Mm.
you, we shrink. But no, Daddy is seriously. Um, she is a very, very nice person. Not just, I'm not talking about just, I'm not talking about the outside, inside, outside, really, really is. She's a very loving person, and I enjoy just having conversation and talking and laughing with her. So we had a damn good time,
That's good.
and I really, really enjoyed myself with her. So I'm
That's
gonna
really good.
look. I would definitely meet her again, and go hang out with her. I understand that everybody's gonna be hanging out in Arizona. It's too damn hot, people. I cannot go to Arizona. I'm not even in Texas right now. It's too
Well,
damn.
at least Arizona, I think it's dry heat. Here it's moist. It's moisture. So as soon as you step outside, the moisture clings to you and
You're in
it's
Texas,
just like,
right?
yes,
Girl,
it's
you Texas. Look,
miserable.
I know that. I used to drive to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's fucking hot.
At five
Come on, I
o'clock.
lived in
Yes.
Houston. Look, I lived in Houston. Come on. So Daddy said I'm 5'7" and was 230 when I got approved. And an avid runner, even at 230. She says now she's 175. I
Wow.
would have never known you're 175 because you look smaller than that.
Huh.
Okay, so yep. She wants to know, why does your body
An
shrink? Girl, I'm
avid
going,
runner.
hold on. Let me see, why does my body shrink? Okay, hold on a second. Why does your body shrink with age? Let's see what it says. It says, as people age, they tend to shrink in height due to the combination effect primarily related to changes in the spine and bones. The
Oh,
spine
yeah.
lose fluid and become thinner, causing the vertebrae to compress and settle closer together. Additionally, bones can lose density, I said that, and weaken, leading to osteoporosis, which can cause
Oh,
vertebrae to fracture and compress, further reducing height. There you go. There you go.
so it's all spine related.
Yep. But I'm telling you, everybody is going to Arizona. Everybody is, well, not everybody. People are meeting in Arizona. I hope y'all include Drea in that this time, because she's feeling better. So Drea and I think she was supposed to be going and hanging out with Gwen. I need to check and see if she did that. Let me see. Christoph says I'm still 5'11". Damn, you're tall.
That is tall.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Wait a minute. My parents' next door neighbor's house got struck by lightning a couple of weeks ago and burned down in Texas. Oh my goodness.
By lightning.
Yes. I'm telling you, ASAP, since I've been here, in Houston, my hair would just flop. It would stick to my head here. I have bounce. I have everything. I had to shampoo my hair at least 2 to 3 times a week because I couldn't take and it just sticks to you. You go to Louisiana the same way. You step outside, you feel like you want to go back in and get in the tub.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's feeling
exactly. I went and I brought my son in I went to pick my son up from work yesterday, and as soon as I came in, I went straight to the shower because it's just, and all your clothes feel so sticky. It's horrible. So, thankfully I have locks, so I don't have to worry about my hair. I just, make sure it's not on my neck, but it's awful. When I did wear perms, I even tried a press and to straighten it with the press and curl. It was awful. It was awful.
My hair would be, even when I go to Cali, but I don't have that issue in Vegas. It's a dry heat. It's a dry heat in Vegas. So I use that tea tree oil that we were talking about with the oils and stuff for your scalp.
Uh-huh.
The only thing I don't like is that it clings to my hair, or maybe I need to just part it down the middle and put and then comb through. But yeah, so I've been using that tea tree and it makes my scalp tingle too.
Yeah, tea tree does that. Maybe you are putting on too much, or it's too heavy for your hair.
Yeah, so I think that's what it is, because I had to shampoo my hair twice the other day to get most of that shit out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm just
giving
gonna
you build up.
Yeah, sparsely. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. But I told you, when we be discussing stuff in here, I actually take notes and I go do it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, because you get really good information from people in your chat.
Especially
so I
Debbie,
make notes
she be all over the place
too.
Debbie be all over the place. I'm like, wait a minute, what? She was like,
I'm like, Debbie, what about this? Debbie, what about that?
I told Debbie the next time she goes to Costco, she needs to film it, because Debbie be sending me all these good deals and this and this. I'm like, girl, I said, Debbie, record it and upload the video. She goes, you think? I said, because she be finding great buys too. She does. She finds great buys at Costco. But I said I was gonna. I said on my next trip, I was going to film my whole. I do film. I do take a lot of pictures. I just don't post. But if I'm on Fremont, I'm gonna post that, especially if there's a good band going on. But we have so much fun, and I catch, like, my sisters, they be doing all kind of crazy shit. I'm not putting that shit on YouTube.
We want to see the crazy stuff, though.
I'm gonna have to go live one time, and we all gonna be live, and we gonna be having fun together. But we be doing some shit, girl. My cousins, we just have a good time, and we don't care. But then you got people who be like, "Oh my God, did you see what they did? Did you see what they did? Did you see them doing this? Oh yeah, they did." Yeah, I ain't got time for all of that. I ain't got time for all of that. Don't have time for it. Uh, yeah,
It's
but when we
cute.
take this cruise, I think I am gonna video it though. I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna put my
Yes. Oh, I haven't done a
yeah,
cruise
I'm not gonna
yet,
put
so you have to share
yeah,
it
I'm
with
not gonna
us.
put my grandkids on there, even though people see, but I'm not gonna put the rest of my grandkids on there. So yeah, but we're gonna have some fun on the ship. So anyway, Aesop, what else? Is there anything else you
Oh.
wanted to talk about, baby?
No, ma'am. I was just thinking a whole lot with the Brian Kohberger thing, and I was like, oh my God, I have so many thoughts.
So what have you been watching on TV? I'm telling you, you need to check out The Gilded Age if you haven't watched it.
The Gilded
Yeah, it's on
Age.
Max.
No. My son has this app where you can watch stuff for free, so we've just been watching
Uh-huh.
movies. But if you guys want me to like watch reality stuff, I can
No, no,
get
no. I
into
mean,
that.
I'm just telling. I mean, if you like, if you watch Bridgerton, you would love, or if you liked Downton Abbey, you would really love The Gilded Age.
The Gilded
Yep, you
Age.
would
Okay.
really, really like The Gilded Age. And I guess Kim and Troy filed for divorce for the fourth time again.
Oh Lord.
Yes, I.
They really don't want to be apart. They're just mad at each
Well,
other.
oh no, wasn't Kim and Troy this time. Oh my God, who filed for divorce now? Oh, Lily did. Lily filed for divorce from her husband for the fourth time. So Kim and Croy is at 3 right now. Oh, and did you hear about the guy's remains who had been missing? Lenny Collins, he was missing. His remains were found, and girl, I'm still trying to find out about these twins that were found up on the mountain. That shit don't make sense.
Oh, the
Yes.
twins. Oh my God. You know, I don't know if I should say that. Um, so when I first heard that
Uh-huh.
story, something in my mind said that it was that they were chased, like it was for sport kind
I
of
thought
thing.
about that too. I thought about,
Yeah. And I that hurt, just that thought hurt me thinking about those twins and something like that happening to them, but that was the first thing that came to
okay,
my
let's think
mind
about that.
when I heard that
So
story.
they're saying that one brother killed himself, and then the other one just picked up the gun and shot himself too. Does that make sense to you? Where was the car?
Not
Where
at
was the
all.
car? Because they didn't find it up. Come on now, that doesn't make
Right.
sense.
And they just happened to go all the way up there, someplace they've
Never
never
been.
heard of or
Uh huh.
never been. It doesn't make sense. Usually when people do things like that, they happen to be somewhere that's kind of familiar to them, you know? Um, I just don't see
I
it.
don't see it. I don't believe it. But guys, I'm going to drop this for you too, so you can actually watch the hearing with Brian Kohberger when he pleads guilty. There's the link right there. It's like 45 minutes, and I didn't want to play all of it, but there's the link for Brian Kohberger if you want to go listen to the plea deal and what happened in court. And you can hear the audio really, really well. It's a 45-minute hearing. So y'all go check that out.
Okay.
But I am going to get off of here because I really didn't want to be on here. But I enjoy talking. Hey, Tom, whenever you want to
I'm
come up,
sorry.
listen to me. Whenever you want to come up, just say, Heidi, drop the link. I got something I want to say about this. And I would drop the link. The more you come up, the more you get comfortable, and then you can do it yourself. And just
Okay.
go back and listen to your
Thank
videos that you
you.
upload and listen to you. I'm telling you, your voice is soothing. You're very precise. You don't, you give your opinions, and that's it. The one thing that stuck, and I still remember Kamani Harris. That one you did still sticks to me. It was excellent. It was done
Thank you.
excellently, and I want to say thank you for that. And what else is there? I was trying to think of something else. I'm up north. Okay, Petty Rock is up north. Okay, so north. She's
Up
in
north.
Arizona.
I want to move up north. My son wants us to move up north because he hates this heat.
Yep.
He's like, let's just move all the way up there to. I said, well, they don't have black people in
Yes,
Russia,
they
so.
do. Yes, they do. They got black people in Russia. Also, guys, keep Cranky in your prayers as well. No, they've got black people in Russia. Cranky. She's another one of my mods. Cranky. She's been here for a long time. Yeah, keep Cranky in your prayers.
I haven't seen her in a
She
while.
hasn't been doing well, but she's on a road to mending now. So yeah, so just keep her in your prayers. Hi, Claudia. Yeah, so keep her in your prayers. I'm telling you, if I find good mods, I keep my mods, and if they need to take a break, they take a break. I'm not going to take your wrench. Look, I'm not going to take your. When you come back, your wrench will be there. Yeah.
Well, that's really sweet of you. You have a good heart.
No,
Miss
I don't,
Heidi.
girl. Did you not know I'm a bitch? Did you not know I'm a bitch? Come on.
Okay, yeah, that's the hard exterior, but the soft interior. You're a bear.
I'm a mean ass. I don't care, but no, girl, don't you know? Haven't you been around these YouTube streets?
Okay, yeah, I won't tell anybody. I won't tell anybody you're sweet.
I don't want people to think I'm soft, okay?
Yeah, you're mean. Yeah, you are real mean.
No.
Awful.
When I mean business, I mean business. I don't care if you like my sister, my brother, my cousin.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. I have my mother, my grandmother, and my dad in me, and that's a dangerous combination right there.
Well, I told you that time I heard you going off on. I heard a clip. Someone clipped you going off, and I think you were going off on Amber about someone else.
Oh, okay.
And you were just going, and I was like, Jesus Lord, who pissed her off? And you were just going, and then Amber said it's content,
Jen.
Heidi.
Yeah, we were on Amber's panel. Yeah, Bomb must have played that. Yeah, that was years ago. That's when
That was a few years ago.
That's when
And at that time, I said, I'm willing to ride or die for that one. Cause
that was Jen. That's what I said. But I've, Jen has done some crazy things, but I don't know, something about her. But no, that was Jen, and I was and then I went really low, and I had to apologize too because I shouldn't have went that bad. But yeah, I was bad. But my sister would tell my dad in a heartbeat, "Don't let me call Heidi." My dad would, wow. She was like, he don't want me to call you because I'm straight to the point. And when Daddy, don't play with me. Look, that's my dad. And my dad just looks at me. He's just like, I'm like, okay, old man. Look, because when I went down there, he was in the hospital, he was cutting up like a damn baby. I said, nobody got time for this bullshit. He wants me to go off on the nurses, and I got to leave you in the hospital with these nurses who, by the way, wasn't doing shit to him. He just don't want to be there. He wants this nurse to take. That is and they didn't give me any water, so I go out to I said, my understanding. She was like, ma'am, your dad has water, and I looked at this old man. I'm like, oh. I said, I got time for this.
I was so nice to them nurses. I am so nice. It's ridiculous because I'm like, I'm not leaving my loved one or my mom in here with you for whatever to happen when I leave.
The minute me and my sister would get to the hospital, he's complaining about and how they didn't do this. And I'm like, well, Daddy, why didn't it? And hear me, I'm getting an attitude. I'm going out there. And this woman, she was like, ma'am, we did give. And I went in, I picked up that water thing, and then he goes, "Well, I didn't have any ice." It's like, I said, Daddy, you expect us to bust out the nurses and go off. When we leave, they're going to be here with you, not us. Well, anything happens, and you're just going to have to handle it. I'm like, Lord have mercy, this man wants me to go to jail. He wants me to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail in New Orleans. I really don't. I went to jail in Houston once.
I hear they're not great
No,
jails.
I was in jail in Houston for like time. No, I don't want to go back. Virginia Beach, I go 45 minutes. I'm out. I'm chilling. My attitude was bad.
That's long enough.
You know, 'cause I go before the magistrate. He'd be looking at me. He was like, "I'm going to release you." I said, "Okay." And I just go back and do the same shit. I'll cut up again. But that one judge, okay, that fine, he was like, "You the smallest thing in here," and you. And I had the same judge like 3 times for a he made me pay that fine that time, and I didn't even touch anybody at that time. I threatened to.
Not that time. Say that time. And Miss Heidi, how tall are you again? You said you're 5'2", right?
5'3.5". I say 5'3.5", probably 5'3". But the only thing I did was I actually just broke her patio door to try to get in after her. You know, I didn't get a hold of her because she ran in the bathroom. But anyway, I have changed, girl. I have changed. But I have my mother's temperament. I have my grandmother's temperament, and I have my dad's temperament. So that's a bad combination. A bad combination. And yeah,
wow.
Not good.
Well, it's good that you know that you're self-aware, because I didn't find out that I had a temper until my temper was until my temper ran away from me.
I had court-ordered anger management. Didn't do a damn thing. Didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing. And now I hear you got to pay for this shit when the court orders you to go to anger management.
Oh, you have to pay for it yourself?
I guess so. I didn't. I just had to be there twice a month for 4 months. I had anger management.
Oh.
And then when I saw that dumbass movie, I never saw it before, right? And I finally saw anger management. I was like, yep.
Yeah, I needed to be there.
I'm good. I'm good.
That's hilarious.
You know, change your
Well, Miss Heidi, thank you for talking to me.
Oh,
I know you said you were gonna go. Yes. I don't want to keep you.
Yeah, I'm going to go take a nice quick bath, get myself together, and get and I think I said I was going to bring some potato salad, so I'm gonna make that. And I said I'll be there around 11:30, so I'll be there. But I'm gonna go get myself together. But I really appreciate you coming up, and thank you for spending time with me on the channel. It was nice talking to you, Aesop.
It was nice talking to you too, Miss Heidi.
And if y'all want to
everybody get some barbecue.
Yeah, look, enjoy the barbecue. But if y'all want to know where she got her name from, just look it up.
Oh, where I got Aesop's inspiration?
Yes. As soon as I saw it, I said, I know that. I know that. I had to go. I said, yep, that's where it came from. I got it.
Yes,
I recognize him. And I think that speaks volumes for you. Great name. Great name.
Thank you. So, thank you.
Yep, I appreciate everybody. Have a happy 4th. And Aesop, I will talk at you later. And thank you for coming up.
Yes, ma'am. Enjoy your 4th, everybody.
Yes, enjoy your 4th. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good one. Bye, guys.